What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? Come on in. Come on in. Y'all know what time it is. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, y'all. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone? Everyone. Everyone. It is time for your favorite Friday night show. It's a vibe. You all. I am in the building with my lovely sisters that are just so lovely. And we're going to start it off with my sister, Miss Renee. And we're going to go from there. I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell y'all where she's coming from. Let's go.
Hey y'all, this is Cheryl Renee from the Blemish Beauty Podcast. You can find me on all major platforms where podcasts are available, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And you can also follow me on TikTok and YouTube, Cheryl Renee.
All right, all right, all right. Now let's go to
What's up?
our
What's up? What's
girl.
up?
Go ahead. You already on it. You was ready.
It is your girl, the hostess with the mostest, and this is Tweet Talks here, and we are ready to vibe tonight. So tonight we got what is it, 90s night?
Yep,
Tonight
yep,
is
yep.
90 night.
90s
So this is
TV
for all of
show.
my this is for my all old school. So if you're interested in old school music, y'all remember them old school shows back in the day. That's what we here for.
All right, all right, all right. So, y'all, we thank y'all once again for rocking with us and listening to us and taking some time out of your Friday night just to come in and vibe with us tonight. Well, as of tonight, after this show airs, you can catch the podcast on It's a Vibe podcast station. It may not be on every podcast station in the beginning. This first episode may not go everywhere in the beginning, but eventually it's going to be everywhere. This show is going so well that it needed its own podcast station. So, as of tonight, you'll be able to catch us on podcasts on every major podcast station. And also, if you go over to the Web JHG3 Studios, this show, along with every other show that is connected with the Reverend JC3 Ministry station, you'll be able to find us over there as well. So let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. So the night's topic was what our favorite 90s characters last today. What our favorite 90s characters last today. And so, all right, I'm gonna just throw one out there. I'm gonna throw one out there. The first one I'm gonna throw out there is you know what? I feel like stirring the pot a little bit.
That's
Dwayne and
him.
Whitley.
Oh,
Dwayne and Whitley. Dwayne
yeah,
Wayne
let's
and
talk about
Whitley.
that.
Dwayne Wayne and Whitley. My opinion, and my
So wait,
opinion. Look, the way that Saray is looking at me right now.
she ready. You see the wheels turning, right?
Like, I'm gonna let Tweet go first, and then I'm gonna give my opinion about Dwayne and Whitley because I'm on Team Dwayne. I'm
So
on Team Dwayne.
mm, so Dwayne and Whitley is from the show
A different world.
It's Another World, a
A
different
different
world,
world.
right? So in that show, we know Whitley was the female that was pretty much, she wanted to be with Dwayne so bad. She was like the perfect girlfriend. And a lot of what we remember in that show was Dwayne was playing her. Like,
Ah, mm, mm.
go ahead, because I'm here for it.
Dwayne wasn't
I
playing
mean,
her. Dwayne was doing the most to try to win her over. Whitley was playing with him. Whitley didn't even want Dwayne for the
he
longest.
was
Come on now.
he was listen, he was always trying to make her feel dumb. That's what I remember. And he would do it. And see, that's the thing. When you dating somebody, you know how they say, you know, keep what happens at home. You're supposed to protect and ride for it. And when I say ride, y'all, I want everybody to understand that I got limits when it comes to that. But you're supposed to be on your spouse's side, especially in front of other people. You know, if you got a beef with them, you wait till you get home. He wasn't doing that. He would be trying to make her seem dumb, and you know what I'm saying? But in the end, he really did love her. You know what I'm saying? Like he played games with her, but he really did love her. You on
Now,
mute.
I,
Go
now
ahead.
I'm gonna go next. Now, in my honest opinion, I am on Team Dwayne because Dwayne did everything he could put Whitley's boozy behind, and it still always was never good enough for Whitley. Dwayne went above and
Hold
beyond.
on.
Dwayne got his butt whooped so many times behind Whitley, it ain't even funny. Dwayne spent more money trying to impress Whitley that it ain't even funny. So, in my
Wait a
honest
minute.
opinion, Dwayne was the team captain of yo. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my woman. So much to the point of he did the ultimate when this woman is about to get married, the day of her wedding. He running down there and stopping that wedding. That's when I'm like, that's my dog, Dwayne. Go get your woman. Go get your woman by any means necessary. Dwayne was standing on business before standing on business was a person. So, in my honest opinion, Dwayne really went above and beyond. So, I'm gonna let you go.
Hold on. Yeah,
All right, come on
let
to
her
me.
go because I got a little bone to pick with you about that.
Come on, Sway.
Okay, so let's talk about
She
Dwayne
can
Wade.
hit you with
Now
it.
this is one of my favorite
Y'all,
shows. So
before she goes, we've had this debate in our group chat already today. So come on with it. Come on with it. I'm ready. I'm ready.
this is one of my favorite shows. So this and Martin, those are my top two, right? Okay,
Hmm.
so with Dwayne and Whitley, um, as far as Dwayne, what money? Okay, that's number one. Number two,
He didn't have no
um,
money because he was trying to impress Whitley's
no, he
bougie
didn't have no
butt.
money because he was always broke. He didn't have no
But
money.
he
That's
was
two
always
times broke.
broke
Don't
Dwayne
because
come
never,
for you twice.
Dwayne never had no money.
Dwayne
Dwayne
was
knew how
always
to.
broke because he was
Dwayne
trying
knew
to
how
impress
to. But
Whitley.
no, 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 no. The apartment him and Ron lived in, that was as ghetto as the projects. Okay. And then the only time he actually did kind of quote unquote level up is after him and Whitley got married, and that was a house. As a matter of fact, he was
Mm.
so broke that he taught Whitley how to budget because he didn't have money.
Now, continue.
Okay. So in regards to him running down the aisle, he waits until she first of all, okay, let's back up. Let's backtrack. Dwayne, yes, wanted Whitley from the beginning. And I also agree that Whitley played Dwayne out horribly, just like
Thank
Steve and
you.
Laura and all of that. However, when Whitley did have a come to Jesus moment, but before she had a come to Jesus moment, Dwayne did shoot his shot before going to Tokyo for the summer. Whitley played games and she had all of these letters for Dwayne, but she never sent it. So when sis came back to school, thought she was gonna reel in her man, she got upset and had to pick her face up off the floor because he had Kenu. So that's when Whitley really
Kinu.
wanted him because of
Woo.
Kenu. So they
Kinu.
both played this cat and mouse type of game because once he stepped to Kenu, that's when she saw Dwayne in his full glory. But it wasn't until Whitley got with Byron that he leveled up and did what he was supposed to do because Whitley gave him the green light. They did date. They had a good time. They was also engaged. But what did Dwayne do when they got engaged? He went out with another woman, broke off the engagement, and he didn't want no parts. It wasn't until She met Byron Douglas III. That's when he started to get in his feelings and he started to put his big boy pants on and do what he had to do. And then waited until the wedding day. He had ample time
He did it
from
the
going
night
out
before,
to the girl, going
the
out with the
wedding.
girl. He had ample time from going out with the girl until the day before her wedding to get his self together. And he waited till the day of to put his big boy pants on and confess his love.
He did it the night before the wedding. Come on. Now my thing on it is, I got a question for y'all. You said
And
a
then I
key
got a
thing.
question for you, sir.
Okay,
Go
okay.
ahead.
You said a key thing though. Whitley did not want Dwayne until she saw him with Keanu. Now, why is it that y'all women, a lot of y'all, don't want the man until y'all see another woman with that man? Why is that?
I think that's crazy that you just said that because that was one of the things that I was going to ask you. But I think that sometimes, and I don't think this applies to everybody, but sometimes you can see a man, you could when you were with him, he wasn't at that potential state because this is real talk. A lot of us women will get with somebody and build them up, and he grows, he matures, he gets better, he's more focused on, the bigger picture in life. And then you see him months, years, days later with somebody else, and you're saying to yourself, you could look at him and tell that you were part of his level up. And sometimes that level up means she has to either walk away from his toxic behavior or she has to put all his nonsense on the table. You know what I mean? She puts it out there and she's like, you know what? This is the issue. This is the issue. And a man sometimes having the ego that they have, they don't want to fess up because it's a female and say, you know what? She right. I'm gonna be better for her. Sometimes you have to walk away from that relationship, situationship, or whatever it is, and you have to watch him flourish with somebody else. You know, because you know what they say is true. A female mentally leaves a relationship before she physically does. That's very true. And a lot of times the man, he either is not paying attention to the fact that she's mentally left, or he doesn't think she'll leave until it actually happens. That's my
Because y'all
point on it.
threatened to leave so many times. So then when y'all finally leave, we like, where this come from?
A woman, but listen, a woman that's threatening to leave, she wants him to change his behavior, so she's hoping that he's going to change so that she doesn't have to leave. A woman that's threatening to leave is not really sure she's going to do it. You got some women that walk in the door with their shoes on and tied up, like, okay, I'm in this, but I'm halfway out the door if it don't work right. And I think that
Hmm.
that's what we're dealing with in today's society. Like, women are, they could be all into the relationship, but they, in their back of the mind, they already know that if this don't work out, I'm not putting no bank account with his. We're not buying nothing together. You know what I mean? We're not doing any of those things because this man has already showed me traits that he will not be around long term, you know.
I feel like. I feel like. All right, sorry. I'm gonna hit it on you.
Going to your point about the women and men thing, I think, like Tweet said, different people pull out different things. And we could see, well, a lot of the times, we as women, we date off of potential. We don't date based off the reality. Y'all date off the reality, and y'all don't date off the potential. So that's a lot of the times where we clash in communication because we'll see something in you that's in the future, and you'll see something like right now. Like, for example, a man who is not stable in his finances, you can mess around and say, well, I don't really want to be in a relationship with this particular person because I'm not where I want to be. We're sitting here looking at the potential of that same man and saying, I will stay with you until you get there. But y'all would rather date for the right now. And that's where you kind of mess up because you'll date women for the right now, and then when you get to that man that you want to be, they don't fit.
Absolutely. I
I agree
totally
with that.
agree. And what she said about us women dating for potential, that's true. A lot of times a man will soup himself up to be something and he gets with the woman and he don't realize that she's not looking at him for who he is now. She's looking at, she sees not just the potential in you, but the potential in who you guys could be together. She's thinking about her personality, what she's already perceived about you, which we had that conversation not too long ago about the 6 month thing. I think it was me and Sheree that was talking about that. But a lot of times that's what the woman is doing. She's seeing who he is, and she's like, we would work together for these reasons, and he may not be doing the same thing. You know what I mean? So that's dope. That's true.
Okay. Can somebody put in the comments if y'all can hear us? I know we've been hearing a little bit of there. Somebody said there's no sound. Can somebody put in the comments if you can hear us pretty well? Please put that in the comments. We want to make sure y'all hearing us tonight. But
I hope
as we're
they can
waiting
hear
on,
us because
yeah, because we going in right now.
right, right. Yeah, I'm missing some major
Yeah,
delivery going on right now.
for sure, for sure.
So
And
Hold
somebody
that's
hit
on.
us up and
exactly
let us
why they
know.
gotta follow. They gotta follow on all major platforms, because where you can see it live, you can also hear it on Spotify, Apple, all the things. So you
Exactly,
gotta you gotta
exactly.
stay connected with us.
Hold on. I'm
And
actually
for those that are
messaging
watching,
somebody now.
y'all can check out our Facebook page, and y'all can log on there because we're gonna have a lot of our lives and stuff on there. And
Yeah.
it's a vibe on
Yep.
Facebook.
Yep.
So we
It's
have
a
our sound
vibe.
check.
Yeah. I'm
It
checking
might
right
be a
now.
Facebook thing, because everybody that's on Facebook is saying that. I don't know about
Hold
YouTube.
on.
So let's just see. Okay.
I'm on Facebook right now,
You can
and I
hear
can
it?
hear it. Yeah, I can hear it
Okay.
on Facebook. So it might just be that person because I'm on your Facebook page right now. All right.
Oh,
Somebody
you're
from
on mine
Facebook
and
just
you can hear it?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
All
Cool.
right. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. So
Yeah, I just did the same thing.
yeah, I can hear it pretty clear. So all right.
So this is
So
what I
we
want. This is what I was. So
go
this. So
ahead.
this is. So this is the question that I have because I thought this was really interesting. You called Whitley bougie. What puts a woman in that category? Because I mean, I've been called some things, and that's one of them. So I'm
Now
wondering what considers a woman bougie. No,
you are
we
far
ain't getting
from
ready to go into
bougie.
me.
You are far from bougie.
Well, you know me,
Now,
so that may be that's probably what you know.
yeah.
But what made
Now,
you consider Whitley that?
Whitley, baby girl couldn't
Hmm.
even walk around without a Louis Vuitton purse. Baby girl, whenever she went to Dwayne's house, looked at his house as if it was a disgrace because she's so used to everything being top tier.
It was a disgrace though.
It was not, but the man, this is about
But
how I
what?
feel
Wait a
about
minute
it.
now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't understand that though. But how does that see? This is the thing. If a woman is taking care of herself and she's providing these things, which I mean, you
But
can't
she
call it.
wasn't.
This
She
is this
wasn't.
is
She
hold
got
on.
that because her mama and daddy gave her that. Come on now.
Okay,
So
but
that means
we
she's
don't
not
know
bougie. That means she's a product of her environment. Just like Dwayne.
that.
Dwayne was a product of his environment. He knew how to survive in the real world because his family was surviving in the real world. So he brought that dynamic to Hillman, just like Whitley. All she knew is the finer things in life because her family provided her with the finer things in life. So she brought that dynamic to Hillman.
And what that's what I don't understand. What was I just don't get what was the problem by that. And then you gotta look at like, okay, that was back in the day. So she had a Louis Vuitton purse. Okay, so she might have been doing something. But when we think about society nowadays and we think about how we judge women in that way, we can't judge her by the kind of purse that she has.
I,
We can't
what
because
I was judging her by was how she acted. She acted as if everybody was beneath her at Hillman. Come on, let's just be real.
I
Whitley
don't
was
no,
bougie.
I think that
Whitley was
I think
bougie.
that's a no, but I think that's a bad thing to call her bougie because she was a product of the finer things in life. That don't mean I think that
I didn't say that was it.
when you judge a person, judge how you feel based on another person's situation. That's more of a like a like a balancing thing. Like you're looking at yourself compared to somebody else, or looking at other women compared to this woman. She may
Now
have just.
I'm not judging her off of that. What I'm judging her off of was the fact that I'm not judging her because she had to find her things in life. That's not why I'm calling her bougie. But y'all know, like I know, Whitley treated everybody as if she was above, like she was up here and they was down here. Until
I don't.
until they put her in her place, she constantly did that.
I don't know. I guess it's because it's a familiar term. It sounds like I think that's such an easy thing for people to say nowadays,
I mean, I
based
will
on
agree
things
with
they don't
James
know anything about.
in the first two seasons when Denise was there and her best friend was Millie. She did have a higher than thou dynamic. It wasn't
Hmm.
until even with Jaleesa being 20 something in college, they was looking at her like, what? Where they do that at? Like that's wait, hold on, wait a
Mm,
minute. So she did have that aspect, and like I said, it wasn't until she got with Dwayne where Dwayne kind of
yeah,
like brought her down to help her
Exactly.
understand, like,
that's what I was
okay,
getting ready to
you
say.
have
Yeah,
to, you have to budget. What's a budget? Like she didn't, you can't get mad at her because she was a product of her environment. So when she did get the knowledge, she did change.
It
You
took her
can't help
forever,
but to
but
yeah.
she
like
finally
what you like.
changed.
But okay, like you got to remember Whitley was what in the show. She was probably what, like 18, 19. That's 19 years
Yeah,
of a thing compared to 2 years of a thing. It's gonna take
mm,
some time. That's just like being in a relationship. You're not going to change overnight. You're coming in with 30 something years of what you thought is normal to his or her 30 some years of what you thought is normal to now create and formulate something of your own together collectively. That ain't going to take
two
3 months.
types of
That's going to
normals.
take almost double the
Yeah,
years to really get into a groove.
I would
yeah.
agree with you on
So,
that.
so with that being said, which you was right. When I think about Whitley, how she was bougie before she met Dwayne. Dwayne kind of, and maybe the
And
things that
that's
he
what I
said to
was
her
getting
kind of.
at. That's what I was getting
Yeah,
at.
she's right about that when I had to really think about it. But listen, so I was watching a video earlier today and it was talking about, speaking of getting to know people and, I guess bringing your normal and their normal together. The video was basically talking about men and how a man could be with a woman 6 months and he can know from that 6 months that he wants to marry her. So James,
Haven't
I
I
want you to
said
go
this
first on that.
before? I've said this.
I don't
Like with,
know.
within the
Well,
first
I had
couple of
actually seen a video, and the video was telling me that.
now
So
within
that's real.
that's real. Within the first couple of dates, by date number three, by date number four, I'm already knowing, okay, is this gonna be something long term or is this gonna be something that I'm just gonna play around with? Then by date number 10, I'm already thinking along the lines of, I bet this is gonna be something that I'm gonna be serious about. By date number 12, we already in a relationship. then we're gonna go
Dating
from
was
there.
well.
Now by that time, now within that 12 times, what that is collecting data as well. We are spending time with each other. We're figuring out what we like, what we don't like. We going to each other's churches. We being around each other's family, all that type of stuff, just
So
to make sure that we mesh well with each other.
so what if they've been together 6 months and he asks her to marry him and she says no. And she
What I
says
would do,
because
I'll go on ahead.
and she says because it's only 6 months and I don't really know you.
What I
Is
would
that a
do at
deal
that point,
breaker?
what I would do at that point is I would keep applying pressure. I wouldn't apply the pressure of marriage, but I would let her know, okay, bet I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna continue to get to know you better. I'm gonna continue to show you me, and then I would give her a deadline. I would tell her by the time we get to 10 months, I'm gonna ask you again. By 10 months, you ought to know if you want to marry a person or not. If I get a no by that 10th month, yo, I'm out of here because I'm 34 years old. What am I sitting here wasting my time for? I ain't got
That's
about
what's up.
2 or 3 years to wait. I'm gonna
See,
ask
I've
you one
heard
time, and then by that 10th month, I'm gonna ask you again. And if you say no by that 10th month, yo, we can be cool, we can be friends, we'll be associates. But yo, we ain't going no better. We ain't going nowhere after that.
so
These
what
are
I've heard
interesting.
that's interesting that you said that because I've heard men say that if she does not, and it's been like a thing I think on social media where if the woman decides that she doesn't want to marry him, that it's over. It's like a straight deal breaker, like it's not happening.
Now she's got. Now what I'm saying by that is she's got to give me a reason of why. It can't be no crazy reason why she's saying no. Like if she's saying like, "Yo, I feel like we don't know each other well enough." Okay, bet I'll give you that. Let me give you some more time to get to know me. Let me continue to show you me,
I
and then
feel
we'll see
like
where
this
it
is
goes
in
from
a
there.
perfect world scenario because let's be real. Let's look at our current situations. There is no way in the world either of us can get married in 10 months. Like there are certain things that have to be in play. There's certain things that have to be established before we can just hop, skip, and jump into a marriage. That is
I agree with
something
that.
that is not for play play. We ain't boyfriend
Mm-mm.
and girlfriend. So if you get on my nerves, you can't just walk out the door. Like this is a lifelong commitment, a sacrifice. When you are walking down the aisle, just like they did biblically, and they sacrifice things on the altar, you are sacrificing yourself on the altar. So
Come
that
on,
means
sis.
you are choosing to die every day for the sake of this union between you and this person. And 10 months is not a long time for me to decide whether or not you're worth dying for or at least going to hell for. So I need to know longer than 10 months is going to take. Now, I might like you enough to, okay, in 10 months, we can have the conversation. We can meet families. And like I said, with me personally, I have kids and ain't no way in the world I'm going to make that decision again. I did that before and that's how I messed up. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to um take 10 months to just say, okay, you're going to be a part of my life, my kids' life. You know, you're going to be a part of my brand. It's a whole lot of things that come into play that's going to take longer than 10 months for us to really say, okay, yeah, this is definitely going to be, does he have a place? Does she have a place? Is their credit good? Do you have a passport? Like it almost take you 6 months to get a passport, let alone to get
Okay.
married.
Okay. Let me ask y'all a question.
Amen to Sister Sheree.
Come on, sis. Come on. Come on. So let me
So
ask y'all a
listen,
question.
I don't know. I'm not trying to be nobody's sacrificial lamb.
Let me ask y'all something. So all three of us have our own thing going on. We have built these platforms on our own. and like we got a lot going for ourselves with it. Now, if your spouse came in and they told you, "Yo, I want to be a part of what you're doing, and I want half of what you're doing," would you make them sign a prenup before y'all get married to let them know, like, "Yo, what I had before you, you do not get"? Would you make them sign a prenup, or would you say love is love?
No, love ain't love. No, we not love ain't love. We God gives us wisdom. So I me personally, I didn't even think that I would be in a position to even have to sign a prenup. But nowadays, especially after what I've seen with that whole Risa Tisa thing,
Whew!
yeah, that's
Let's talk about that real quick.
that's gonna be a conversation because
Let's.
I'm not going to work hard to build, especially coming from a place where I've reached the bottom and now I've come back and I've risen from that to be dropped back down again. The possibility of being dropped back down again, yeah,
Mm-mm.
no, we doing that prenup.
I agree. I agree. Like I'm definitely, and it ain't the fact of some people say prenup is nothing but setting yourself up for divorce, saying like y'all going to get divorced. No, prenup is to protect you and me, and what it's doing is making sure that you leave with the same thing you came with. I'm leaving. If something happens to us, I'm leaving with everything that is attached to Reverend's HC3 Ministries. You don't have no rights to any of this. You wasn't shooting with me in the gym. You wasn't up late in the midnight hours half the night trying to make this stuff happen. So no, you ain't about to get half of this. I'm sorry. No. That was me and God. And my team that was around me, that is around me. That was us shooting our shots in the gym, making sure these platforms got to where they needed to get. So no, mm-mm. I'm not about to
So
sit back and watch everything fall down. I mean, look at Wendy Williams. Her husband, her ex-husband, even after she done got sick, is sitting here now asking for more money for spousal support.
so I believe the contrary to popular belief, because there's a lot of people that be like, she is definitely signing a prenup. I feel like if it's something like what we've built and we've all put in our hard work to build this platform, I don't feel like that. I don't think that I would do a prenup for something like that. Now, when it comes to something as large as like real estate, that type of thing, that would maybe question it. But something like this, because I feel like this, you're gonna have to have a role in it. Y'all know the time, the hours that it takes to put in to to keep this thing rolling. You're gonna have to find a place in it because when you see, most people when you see the person that you're in a relationship with, they working at something, they're not working at it for no reason. You're gonna jump in there. You're gonna be like, what you got going on, or what? If I see that you're jumping in there making this thing happen, and you're playing a role and you're being active in it, I don't see no need for a prenup. But when it comes to bigger things, if we got some bigger things at stake, then yeah, because this, to me, that's like, getting with somebody. You have a business and you're getting with somebody that does not have a business and saying, well, this is my business, what's mine is mine, is what yours is yours. You may motivate that person to really get some things going, and they things might shoot right past yours, and you may have thought that, okay, what I was doing, is going to have the weight, it's going to hold us down. And then what they got going on shoots right past you. That's why they say watch how you treat people, because one day that, on the way up, that person's gonna have to look past you and you're gonna have to try to figure out why they treating me like this. They treat you like that because you already had the mindset of what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. So, I think that people, both men and women, have to be very crafty about how they deal with relationships nowadays because some people put up good facades about really being there for you, and they'll jeopardize everything they got to give you that idea. They gonna go hard to make sure that you believe that you really for them, and then something happens, and you're like, this person did me dirty. So you got to be smart about how you do it. But that was definitely a good question.
That's why I said I would definitely um, put that into play because of that reason right there. You know what I'm saying? Again, with the Risa Tisa situation, like I'm not thinking about that man. I'm thinking about my kids right now. When I came into this situation, I'm coming in. My job is to protect my children now. Whatever we establish collectively in the marriage, of course, that's marital. That's something that would be
Hmm.
divided. But what I currently have right now, if I'm building it as we're getting married or we're in the marital or dating space, that's something different. But coming to the table, what I already come to the table with, I have to protect my kids because if something happened to me, let's just say devil's advocate, we go on this love train and something he loved me, but he don't really quite rock with my kids like that. He'll tolerate my kids, but he won't rock with them like I rock with them to make sure they good. I pass away before he do. My kids is left stranded because he done took all the stuff because technically he's the spouse. I have to make sure that my kids is good regardless. So that's why I stand on that aspect of it.
So,
I would agree with
being
that.
what you said, it's a movie, and I don't know what the movie's called, Lion or something. But let me just tell you about this movie real quick, and I'm glad you said that. So the movie was about a man that married a woman, and she had two or three kids. She passed away, and what the husband did was he called all the children to the house, and somehow he bolted all the windows and the doors and locked the kids in the house. And he had a lion. He didn't feed the lion for like 2 or 3 weeks. He opened up the doors and let the lion roam through the house, and the idea was to kill off the kids that was not his. So I thought that was real interesting because that's the reality of it is if you ain't dealing with somebody that's for you. Sometimes people be for you, but they ain't for nobody else in the family. But listen, let's talk about the Risa Tisa.
Mm,
I mean, I didn't finish it. I'm quite far in the episode. But what
I
is it?
finished it.
What caught y'all attention the most? Well, let's tell everybody what the Risa Tisa is. James, you want to tell them?
So basically, this is something that has been streaming on TikTok. This girl basically got herself in a jacked up situation. I mean, when I tell you, if, and I hate to say it like this, but if being dumb for love was a person, Risa Teacher would be that person. But because I mean, all the red flags, Risa Teacher avoided. And basically, what happened was she married this man off of some lies that he told her. And when push came to shove, when the rubber hit the road, she found out that everything this man told her was a lie. He told her he had only been married once, he had been married twice. He told her he was a vice president of a company. Lie, that was his twin brother that was a vice president of the company.
You can't say everything because she ain't finished it.
Yo, have you finished that tweet?
She ain't. Yeah, because no, I haven't. But I was really tuning in, like I was watching it just now. Like I was like, oh, for real? Like I. But hold on though.
Let me stop.
This is
Let
the
me
thing
stop. Let
though.
me stop.
Yeah, stop because I didn't see all of it. But so this is the thing with the Risa Tisa thing. You said
Thank
she
you,
was dumb
Saray.
for love. Yeah, because he was going and I was tuned in, like, really? I didn't get to that part. But this is the thing. You said she was dumb. I don't think that she was dumb. I think that she was, they tell you all the
He was
time to get into
blinded
these
by love.
she was blinded because they tell you all the time to get into these relationships and you're supposed to trust. You're supposed to trust. Well, that's what she was doing. She was trusting her man. But, all the things that he was saying and guess what? His lies was leaving no stone unturned. Like he was good at what he was doing.
But when you looked up the information and you found out that half that stuff was a lie, you like, why did I even believe this?
The part that got
But
me
why
was
should you have to do that?
she worked for the
Come
police
on.
station,
That's what I'm talking
and
about.
you did not do it. I wish I did have all of the software.
Come on.
Everybody that would say hello to me is getting
Well,
looked at. Okay,
Come on.
everybody.
it's not.
Everybody
It's
getting a
not. I'm not
background
gonna talk
check.
too much about that, but it's not. It's not that simple because those are, you can't just go around doing that kind of thing. But anyway, just checking people's backgrounds. But the other part of that is she was trusting. I mean, really, everybody that you meet, you. I mean,
Okay.
even when she
All
got
right.
married, he was lying from the beginning. Okay, let's talk about the house thing. You know what I'm saying? He was telling her he was
Wait.
going to buy the house. He
Before
went and
you
checked.
before you go in,
Go
she
ahead.
may have been trusting, but here's my thing. I ain't trusting nobody enough to move them in the house after 2 weeks. I'm sorry. No.
You just said you're going to get married in 10 months. You proposing in 10 months. So what's the difference?
Six, six, six.
Oh, well, okay, 6. What's the difference?
I mean, 2 weeks and
You don't
6
know
months
her.
is a big difference.
No, it's
That's
not.
still a big difference.
No, it's not.
2 weeks, 2 weeks, I don't know nothing about you. 6 months,
You
I've been
don't know.
around
You
you long
don't.
enough.
The representative is still showing in 6 months
Ooh,
when you
child.
dating.
That's like,
She's
listen,
still doing.
I
She's still
love
doing her hair in 6 months.
no bonnet.
You ain't seen a bonnet yet. Come on now. Tell them.
Hmm.
We
You
still
ain't seen
getting
the
our
wigs hit
clothes
the
done.
dresser yet.
Okay.
Right.
It's still
And 6 months.
summertime.
The lashes are
Holla at me
still
in the winter.
intact. She going in the bathroom and fixing
She's
them
still
before she
shaving
see.
her legs.
But
Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on.
hmm
Y'all got me rethinking that
yeah,
whole six
you
months
meeting the
thing. Hold on,
representative.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
I'm
Y'all got me
telling you,
rethinking that whole
you are
six
not
months
meeting
thing.
her.
Hold up,
You ain't seen
hold up.
sis. Listen, you ain't seen her cornrows yet. You haven't seen her frizzy cornrows underneath her wig yet.
Hold up.
Yes.
Six.
When you
That
let me
part.
tell you
That
something.
part. That
And I
part.
want
That
all of
part.
listen, wigs, that's my thing. I'm with whatever I like, okay? But listen, when you date a female and you see them frizzy cornrows under that wig, okay, you in there.
Okay.
You
All
in
right.
there.
So
Like
okay.
swimwear.
Since I got two women in here, since I got two women on here, let me ask y'all a question, and then I'm gonna give y'all a couple of options, and y'all tell me which one y'all would pick. All right. So the first question I'm gonna ask y'all. The first one is a question. How long are you with a man? Are you dating a man before he's seeing you in the grandma nightgown? How long are you dating a man before he sees you in the grandma nightgown? Like when he's
Well,
seeing you like at your most comfortable state. How long are you with a man before he's seeing you at your most comfortable?
I'm in the 40 plus club. So I'm gonna say around 6 months. I mean, you know what?
So
I think
oh,
it depends
so
on
so y'all saying this? Y'all continue,
no, no,
continue,
no. I didn't
continue.
say anything about marriage. I'm saying at that point, when you first dating somebody, you meeting that representative, you meeting that person, the man that's got the fresh haircuts, he's dressed to a T, he's fronting like he got all the money, he could take care of you, he can buy the finest things. He's got that whole he washing his car before he see you and all that. Okay. So I would say about 6 months is when I'm silly. I love to laugh, you know. So for me, about 3 or 4 months, if he's when he it's when he starts the I love you, I want to be with you, I've never met any girl like you. There's nobody else for you. Oh, there's nobody else for me. Okay, that's when we start the games. That's when we pull out the grandma robes and start showing up with the bonnet. And you be straight faced the whole time. You be like, hey man, and then you just look at his. That's the comedy in me. It's like I'll be looking at him like I know. See how your face is right now when you show up like that. Inside, I'm laughing because I know that you like what in the what is this?
Where
This
is
is
the
not
woman that I fell in
because
love with?
right. And see, that's the thing. Sometimes men are physical, visual.
And we are.
physical, visual. So this is what, yeah. So when he sees you looking your best, his mindset is like, okay, yeah, I want to be with her. She looks good. She's cute. She's pretty. She's blah blah blah. And inside us women, we like, yeah, he's saying that until he see these frizzy cornrows, until he see me without my makeup, and he see them little pieces of chin hairs that I got. What he gonna say then? That's right. It's a
Okay.
vibe, honey. What's he gonna say?
Not the chin hairs,
You
girl.
want to know?
You telling too much.
And the chin hairs. That's right. Yeah. When he sees the real you, oh, he see you when your eyebrows ain't plucked. He sees all this. That's the real test. And I'm not gonna wait. Maybe when I was younger, I would wait 6 months for him to see that. But I'm not gonna wait that long. Soon as you start pouring sweet nothings and sending me sending me flowers, telling me you love me, I'm like, okay, it's showtime.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, Sway, it's on you. It's on you.
I think for me, it's when you get around my family, when you get around my kids, because at that point, hey Corey, at
What up,
that
bro?
point, um, I'm comfortable, and I ain't gonna walk around the way I walk around with you. I'm not gonna walk around that way around my boys. So that's when you're going to see me in mommy mode. That's when you're gonna see me full comfortable because um, I'm around my children. So when we get to that point, depending on how far or how serious we feel we are, that's when you'll see that part of me.
Okay, okay. I like that. I like that. So, all right, now,
That is true, sis.
go
When you
ahead,
said
T.
when no, that's just so true. When she said around the kids, because that's the thing for like a man that's dating a woman that has children. Those kids know what it is. Like, more recently, yeah, I've had some medical issues going on, and he'll tell you, I've seen the worst of the worst, you know? So the kids really, that's true. I didn't think about that one. So we're going to get
All
to
right.
these comments.
I'm gonna give y'all some scenarios, but yeah, first we're gonna get to these comments. I would agree with that.
All right. So we got, how you even read to the people? Uh,
That's
that's
why
why it's
it's
better to show
better.
you.
Yeah, go on. That's
But
why it's
that's
better
not a
to.
representative though. That's her too. Just like, okay, well, let's break down you as a person. Okay, I'm gonna speak for me. Shira is a wife, a mother, a sister, this or that. So she can also dress in lingerie. She can also have a muumuu. She can also have a bonnet. She can also have her hair done. She can also have her hair nappy, and she can also, not have nothing on at all. Those are different versions of me. That's not a representative. That's just who she is. You're just going to see different versions in different stages, in different phases of the dating process or the relationship.
I would agree. I would
Okay.
agree with that.
So for me, if I don't like you like that, yeah, you're going to see it all immediately. Because whether you stay or go is not important to me.
Dang, she said if I don't like you like that, I'm saying it all immediately.
If I'm not, I might, but see, the thing is, I might dig you a little bit. You listen, there's levels to this. When you deal with somebody, you can deal with a person and you like them, you really like them. You may feel like you're in love with them. But if I like you, then I might show up with the bonnet a little bit early, real early. Because I'm not worried about whether you stay or go. If I really like you, may feel like I'm in love with you, then okay, I might hold it back for a little while because I want you to see, the diva in me first. I want you to see me at my best first. But if I'm not really digging you like that, yeah, you're gonna see that early. You may call me up and be like, "Yeah, I was thinking about us, going to get something to eat," and I might be like, "Well, I'm not dressed right now, but I could talk because." And normally, when you hear that, he's probably done some things already that has kind of been red flags for her. So she's like, this ain't going nowhere. I'm not getting ready to do all that. I'm not gonna take my fresh lashes out the pack and put my fresh lashes on for this dude. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So okay, I agree with something our brother said here, right here. But if you're not feeling them, why waste your time to do it at all? That just tells him that you don't like them now. You're wasting time and energy that you could be given to somebody else. And I agree. I agree with that 1000%.
But even if I like him, he's still going to see the bonnet because if we sleeping together, who is going to go to sleep without their bonnet on? You going to see it the same night.
Wait a minute
Like,
now.
Look,
I think I fronted a few
no,
times. I think I might have just go ahead and let my
no.
lace.
Now
I
my
might have wouldn't let
sisters,
it rub on the pillow a little bit, just to give the real, just to give the reality of it. Like, okay, let him, let him see this human hair rub on his wig a little bit. Just to give a little, just to give a little reality. But that's part of liking you. I'm gonna front a little bit. But if I'm not feeling you, I'm not doing it. I'm not pulling my fake lashes out the box and putting them on. Mm-mm. I'm gonna
now
show
see,
up
here's the thing.
straight up.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If a man is really feeling you and the man is really liking you, he don't need all that fake lashes and fake hair. He wants to see the real, authentic you.
Okay, so this is where you know how they always tell you if you're dating somebody and or men normally say, well, women they don't have to do this. That's like when you go into maybe wash some clothes or you just run into the store real quick and you got some sweatpants on, maybe some flip flops and a t-shirt, and that man is trying to holler at you. You know that's where you see things a little different, and you may be more interested in him because he's seeing you and he's interested in you in a really normal state. You're not all dressed or whatever, which when we say that, everybody has a different level of how they do things. Like, I'm the kind of person where I try to keep myself together for the most part all the time. So you can't say, well, you dressed up today. Well, no, this is how I'm used to looking. So
Mhm.
if I see somebody that is paying me some attention and I'm not at my best, that may be somebody that you're more inclined to pay attention to because you're not at your best.
I would
You
agree
know.
with that. I would agree with that. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple. Yeah, like our brother Corey just said, that's what we want. The real stuff just be soured up. Yeah, I ain't trying to deal with no stinky. I'm not trying to deal with no skunk.
Y'all, you listen. Y'all always saying that.
I'm not trying to deal with
Y'all
no
always saying
skunk.
that.
Just
but
Y'all.
see, you
one.
saying that, but y'all be stink too. Like, okay, let's talk about we're gonna talk about y'all stink. We're gonna talk about y'all wanting some, but y'all don't take no shower with the sweaty balls. We're gonna talk about the underwear and the dirty underwear. We're gonna talk about the black grayish socks that should be white, but they're not. Like, we're gonna talk about y'all not, squeaky
Now,
clean
okay,
either.
okay. Now, but here's my thing on it.
I don't
If
know.
a man, if a man is coming up here and he knows what he wants, he's gonna make sure he's top tier. 9 times out of 10, he gonna make sure everything on point. He gonna make sure everything on point. Everything is to the T. Everything is everything is on point. Now, and like my brother said, we talking about y'all. We not talking about y'all. We're not talking about us right now. We talking about y'all.
We
Like,
talking
but
about y'all. Y'all talking about us, and we talking about y'all. When y'all come outside and y'all got on them same dusty shorts that y'all wear every single day. Don't wash them. We talking about that. We
now,
talking about
see,
them dusty socks that y'all wear. We talking about that. Them t-shirts that's supposed to be white, but they not white because your mama ain't teach you how to wash clothes. We talking about that.
boom, boom, boom. Sis is firing
What was that
shots.
noise you just
She
did?
is firing shots. Sis is
I guess that
firing
was
shots
supposed to
today.
be a gun.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Wait, let me do something real quick. Dude, because
He
he
can ready
is
to do that.
swiping.
Hit that switchboard. He can ready to hit that switchboard.
He's so silly.
That's at a very far
I
distance
can
Sis,
only
too.
imagine the people that's listening to this, like in the audio version later. I know they like, what happened? Did it just disconnect? No, that was James trying to find the sound guy.
sis, like, legit, you dropping like
I'm
fires.
gonna need you to have that on hand for next time, exactly when it's needed,
Dude,
sir. Okay.
dude,
Yeah,
I
we gonna
got
do
it.
like this. So you
Dude,
know.
like, hold on. She's dropping some straight fire. Because I will agree. But let's keep it all the way funky and keep it all the way 100. There are
Funky is
times.
right. The word funky.
Let's keep
Yep.
it real
Let's
though.
keep
Let's
it
keep it real
funky.
though. Let's keep it real though. There are times that y'all women will be bragging, and I do mean bragging, about certain things. And then when the time comes, it smells like a fish market down there. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Now, if you got all that mouth, if you got all that mouth, there ain't no reason why it should smell like no fish market. You ought to
Okay,
be
so we
always
okay, so
ready.
you want to talk about the fish market. Let's talk about when y'all be bragging and y'all be talking about what y'all holding
Mm,
and y'all not holding nothing. Y'all saying y'all got eggplants, but y'all really got grapes. Let's talk about that. How about that? Oh, the church is
mm,
quiet. The church
mm.
ain't got nothing to say. Oh, okay. Yeah, cause y'all be oh baby, when I get you, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And when you drop your pants, where's that? Oh, it ain't hard yet. Yes, it is.
I think when you hear when guys say stuff like that, it's because they have a like a game plan of what they tell all the women, not realizing what this woman likes or what this woman is interested in. You know what I mean? They just got they skit. Like they drop it to everybody. They say, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna tell her, this is what I'm gonna tell her. And wherever it works, it
Yeah, I would agree.
No, we're talking, Cora, we're talking about just in general. Like, even when it's not just living with a man or whatever, we're talking about just expectations because y'all don't always show up. What I'm saying is, y'all don't always show up y'all best self either because y'all come outside looking some kind of way too, dusty and musty. And then you want to sit here and talk to somebody. If somebody's on a bus stop or somebody's in the laundromat or somebody's in the supermarket, you want to come up to her and say, hey, what's up? How can I talk to you for a second? No, no. Y'all don't be
I
smelling like
think, but
soap.
Sheree, I
Y'all
think that
smell like Black and
a
Mild.
lot of I think the re I think the reason why a lot of men do that is because so used to a lot of women just want to be with somebody. You know what I mean? And it's to the point where it's become very common that women will go for anything. So it's like all I have to do is show up and be a man. I don't have to present my best self. I don't even have to treat her nicely. You know, I can be nice to her for a little while, or I can have limits on how I'm gonna treat her, or how limits on everything. You know what I'm saying? And they just feel like, okay, well, she just want a man, so I don't have to be, you know. And then a lot of men, I'm gonna tell you, I think a lot of men will try and holler at somebody that they see as not even at up to their standards just to see how far it can go. So
You
they don't
know
really
what,
care
too?
about how they present themselves.
Back in the day, going back to the topic, because we don't went past the topic, in the 90s, um, when people went outside, they actually took care of, with their appearance. They made sure when they went outside, their hair was done. They had on they nice short shorts and they shirts and stuff. Men, they had their little nice. Everything was ironed and stuff like that, and all the things. Now it's just like today people just it looked like they just rolled out of bed. It's like there's no more care or concern with how they show up in these spaces. but then they still expect people to take them seriously, in the dating space, even with online dating. Some of their pictures be crazy. Like, how you on a dating profile and you got a whole mask on your face? Who's doing that? Like, it's
Mask.
just crazy.
Let me come
Yeah.
across my profile.
But
But
okay,
listen,
I think another. Go on ahead, tweet.
no, I'm just you're right what you're saying, but I don't see them downplaying themselves. I see them, you know, it's even to the point where like on dating profiles, they'll put stuff like a whole bunch of money. And I'm like, really? Like, swipe? What are you doing? Then you get mad when a woman is like trying to use you. Well, this is what you put out here for her to see instead of her seeing the real you. What you should have put is something letting her know, oh, my car ain't working right now and I need to get it fixed. What's up?
Or the
You know
women
what I mean?
too, they be showing like they body parts and they tight little
It
outfits, and
be altered.
when
It
they
be
get the
altered.
inbox,
It be
when they get the
photoshopped.
well, I don't know about that, but when they get in the inbox,
Oh,
you
I
can't get
do.
mad at the attention because that's the bait you put out. Yeah, so I he said that be
Like
Photoshop.
Oh,
The
James
filters
said,
is
you
crazy
said, I
because
don't know nothing about that.
y'all be using filters too. And then what's with the kids? Why do you have your children
because see,
in the pictures?
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you about that one. I'm gonna tell you about
I
that one.
can't. I
The
just
I
reason
I
why
do.
they
can't
have the
stand
kids
it.
is because that's almost like a dude walking in a park with a cute puppy instead of a big gruesome pit bull. It's because it's to lure the women in. He wants you to see him with his kids because he wants you to
Let
give
me
you the
tell
idea
y'all.
that he's a wonderful
Let me
father,
tell
an
y'all.
active father, a providing father, which may also be the furthest from the truth. But
Let me tell
this is what
y'all.
he. This is it's all to lure the women in.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. When I was a teenager, my little niece was like 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. No, she was a baby. I'll take that back. She was a baby. So like, what I would do is I would take her and I would hold her. Women would flock. Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute. Is this your baby? Me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my cousin finally realized what I was doing. Wait. My cousin finally realized what I was doing. So she's like, "Oh, you gonna use my baby?" Bet. She started acting as if she was my baby mama. I'm like, "Why are you doing this?" She said, You ain't gonna use my baby and not get to mama. Uh, uh. She said, "No,
Well,
don't be using."
you try that with me. We going to the grocery store. You want to play this game? Let's go grocery shopping. You
What?
can hold the baby and everything. Then when we get to the register and it's time to pay, I'm gonna say, Dad, are you paying for these groceries for the family?
I'm be like,
Yeah, no,
wait.
no, no. I'll have a flock of females. They all gonna follow us right to the register.
Like, come
So
on,
James,
follow us.
since you don't have kids, would you be interested in if two women approached you on a dating app? One had kids and one didn't have kids, but you like them both. Would you try to entertain both, or would you be more apt to going to the one that didn't have children because you don't have children?
I would go with the one that I had the most in common with. Like, who am I vibing the best with? Like, who is my vibe like 1000% better with? Because in that time of getting to know them, one of them is really sticking out more than the other. So I'm gonna pay attention, and I'm gonna see which one I vibe the best with. So, all right, I got some questions for y'all because y'all know I'm the king of the scenarios. I'm gonna put y'all in a 90's movie. Okay, I'm gonna put y'all in this 90's movie, and I want y'all to tell me how y'all will respond to that love story. Okay, first off, have both of y'all seen The Best Man?
Yes. Which one? The
Both of
series,
Yeah.
them.
the first one or the second one?
The first one. All right. So I'm gonna go with you first, Sheree. I'm gonna give you Love and Basketball. So I'm gonna give you the Love and Basketball one. Because a lot of black people talk about, oh, that's relationship goals. That's relationship goals. Now, looking at that movie, do you need a synopsis of the movie or matter of fact, I'm gonna give you the synopsis of the movie and then you tell me, are you staying in that relationship or are you leaving? Okay. So you met this dude, y'all been cool since kids. In high school, he ended up being your first time. Y'all ended up going to college together. While y'all was in college, y'all was dating, and he ended up messing with another woman because he was going through some things. You end up going overseas. After college, y'all end up growing apart for a while. You come back to visit your family. Come to find out this dude is engaged to be married to another woman. Are you staying in that relationship? And then you finally fess up how you feeling to this man, and he makes you own his love, earn his love, and you end up losing. But he says double or nothing, and then y'all end up getting married, having a kid, all that type of stuff. Are you staying in that relationship, or are you leaving?
Um, I don't know if I would have been Monica because that whole earning his love thing really rubs me the wrong way. Um, Now I will say in the movie sense, because of everything that transpired in the movie, I would have because she was the quote unquote reason why they were no longer together. She chose her career over supporting him in the time that he needed her. So that caused the demise to the relationship, right? Supposedly.
Mhm.
But if it took all of that for her to have to do, for her to, well, for him to see her worth or that she was the one, now, me, no, I wouldn't.
So you wouldn't stay. Okay, okay. I tweet. Here's yours.
All right.
I'm gonna give you Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Dang, why I couldn't get that one?
Why I got that one?
Diary Diary of a Mad Black Woman. So your man is extremely successful. Okay. Wait a minute. Diary of a Mad Black Woman wasn't even the 90s. So I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna take that back. Because we're gonna stick in the 90s. I'm gonna give you the best man.
Okay.
So, little brief synopsis of the movie. So,
Hmm.
You should have gave her brown sugar.
ooh, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. That's a good one too.
As long as you give me a synopsis.
All right. Synopsis of the movie is I'm gonna go with brown sugar because our sister just gave that to me. I like that. I like that. So brown sugar, here it is. You have his best friend that you've been cool with for years, and y'all end up staying in touch. All of that. You always there for him when he needs you, and he's always there for you when you need him. And you end up flying back into your hometown and moving back home. Well, when you move back home, you find out that your best friend is engaged to be married to this girl, to this one girl. And
That he
then
met
fast,
and he only knew for 6 months.
That's the kicker.
okay, yeah, he met her and he only knew her for 6 months, and ended up the girl ended up cheating on him, and he ends up falling in love with you. and finally admitting that he still has feelings for you. Now, when he admits that he has feelings for you, you are engaged to be married. And he's like, but that's your best friend. You been questioning on him, all that. So then you end up breaking it off with old boy because you realize that old boy ain't the one for you. He ain't the one you need to be with anyway. So you end up sticking with going with your best friend and y'all end up getting together on a relationship type level and living happily ever after. Are you staying in that relationship or are you leaving? And I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to give me a movie too. So I'll give y'all that opportunity.
Well, you just answered it. We happily ever after, so there's nothing to. What's the question?
So my question
Basically,
to you.
would
Would I
you
do
play it
that?
out like the movie, or would
Mm-hmm.
you not? Like that's the question.
Yeah. I mean, to me, when you have this is my thing, like I just told you earlier, when you're dealing with somebody and they've seen you at your worst, you said something that was important. You said that this person knew you knew them, y'all been there for each other over time. When you could deal with somebody and it starts out as friendship and it sounds like a good, strong friendship, then yeah. I mean, but I think something that he would have to do is be honest about the fact whether he's starting out on a clean slate because if he got with this girl within 6 months and he's ready to marry her, is he just looking for somebody to fill some type of void in his life, or does he really feel like he's in love with me? You know what I'm saying? That would be one of my questions. Like, are you serious or you just because I remember years ago dating somebody that said to me that I could never be alone. And, that to me kind of woke up some of my senses because there are people out here that just want to be with somebody because they just can't be by themselves. So if this person can't be by themselves, that means the moment that there's an issue between the two of us, that means the moment that, that we stepped away from each other just for a moment to get ourselves together or whatever, that this person can't be alone. So there's always going to be somebody in their life. Whether it's me, there's no reason for it to just be me. You know what I mean? That means that this person is always going to have somebody, which means that they're always going to be searching for somebody because, in relationships, you go through some rough stages. So that means when I know that we're in a rough stage, that means that I need to know that this person is with somebody else because they can't be alone, which ultimately means that they cannot deal with themselves, which is a whole nother issue. But yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. As long as the person is knowing what they really want. You know, I was watching we podcasters, so I was watching other podcasts, and one of the things that the man was saying is it's really important to be with somebody that wants the same thing. Actually, VJ was saying it too.
Mm-hmm.
Super shout out to VJ because I know she's watching. But
Yeah.
VJ was saying that same thing too. It's important to be with somebody that if you want something in particular, that person wants the same thing. The worst thing that you could do is be with somebody that you're trying to coerce, you're trying to lure into something that they don't want because also they're gonna turn out to be showing you the ways of what they want. And if it's not marriage, if it's not a relationship, then you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it sooner than later too. So yeah, I mean, I think it will rock. It will rock.
Okay.
Now, does
So
that mean
now
career wise, or does that just mean like
in all
value
areas.
wise?
I don't understand. Explain.
Because in the movie, Sydney and Dre, Brown Sugar, um, she was a record exec, well, like the newspaper editor or whatever, and then he was in the record industry. So they kind of like vibed off that. They vibed off their love for music. They vibed off of, like common like interests. So it was easy to understand each other and support each other. Or are you just talking about values like you want to get married, I want to get married, you want kids, I want kids, or you don't want kids and I don't want kids, something like that. Like, or you want a combination of both.
For me, it would have to be a
For me,
combination of
it
both.
doesn't have to be career. Not for me, because I feel like for me, it doesn't have to be career because that's always something that you can look to change. I mean, if you don't like what you're doing, if I don't like what I'm doing, you can always look into changing it. But if we want to be together, see, to me that would be the glue. Because if two people want to be together, that's always going to be something that they have in common, that we know that we want to be together. So I think career wise, that's something you can always build up, or even if you need to draw back a little bit from whatever it is.
I agree with that. So now is y'all's opportunity to give me a movie in this scenario. I'm
Okay,
giving
mom,
y'all that
I
opportunity.
got it. The best man.
Oh, okay.
You are getting married. You've been a playboy your whole life.
Mm.
You finally decide to settle down, meet the one, and you find out
See, this is why you
even
told
when
me I
y'all
should have
was
gave her
dating.
brown sugar. Okay, you was
E-
waiting to give
So
me this one.
yeah, so even while you was dating your soon to be wife, you was still messing around. So you decide, okay, I'm done with that. I'm gonna go to straight and narrow. We're gonna get married, all the things. You find out that while you was doing you, she did her too. But she did her with your best friend. It was just one time. It was out of revenge. Meant nothing after that. They went their separate ways. Everything's all good. Nothing happened. Do you go through with the wedding and marry her or no?
There ain't gonna be no wedding that day. There's not gonna be a wedding that day. No, we gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about some things because I'm not about to find out the day before I get married that she been out here doing you. Mm-mm. We're gonna talk. We're gonna get counseling, and then we'll go from there.
So now we're gonna talk poetic justice, which is a 90's movie. Y'all know I had
Mm-mm.
to do my research first.
Oh Lord, so you giving me
So
poetic justice?
if you was dating somebody, yeah. So if you was dating somebody that she recently lost the love of her life, um, but now you're in her life and you were more attracted to her. You are more into her, but she's still grieving the loss of this person. And everything you do, whether it be y'all go out, y'all spend time together, talk on the phone, any of those things, this other person is always involved. They play a large part in your relationship. What do you do?
Then at that point, you ain't ready to date me because you still trying to date this person that is dead. Figure out what you want, sis, and then we'll
So
come
even though,
back from there.
okay, so
I'm
you will be
sorry, I'm
bothered
not
by
gonna.
the dead person.
I'm not bothered by it, but what I'm not gonna do is continue to be compared to a dead person. Like, get the healing you need. We can be friends, and then we'll go from there.
But you love her. You wouldn't just be like, you know what? Because I mean, the person that's not here no more, you can't bring them back.
Love my sister, the beautiful Miss Sheree, made a statement on today on the phone, and I've heard this statement before. Sometimes love ain't enough.
Ooh, child. Talk about it. Talk about it. Can we take love to the
When
bill
this,
collector?
when I tell you, when I heard that back in the day from a woman, I got so mad. But then, as I sat back and I thought about it, I'm like, bruh, sometimes love ain't enough. Because if I'm doing you dirty, if I ain't doing the stuff that I'm supposed to do as your man, I can tell you I love you all the time. But love is also an action word. Love shows action. So y'all, let's wrap this up because we killing it. We killed it tonight. We killed it tonight. So
We
in
did,
closing,
definitely.
we want y'all to go over there to the After Vibes, so After Show Vibes page on Facebook. Like it up, follow it, go over and listen to the podcast. When it drops tonight, it probably will not be on every major podcast station because it is just coming out. Give it a couple of weeks and then you'll start seeing it on some of the major podcast stations. Give it some time. We working over here. We working. And stay tuned for a lot of great things that are on the horizon. We have some great things in store, I promise y'all. And just as I always say before I turn it over to my beautiful sisters, sometimes our disappointments are nothing more than God's appointments, meaning some things that we look at as bad, God is only turning it around for our good. Stay blessed, be a blessing to someone else. Sisters, whichever one of y'all want to go with your closing remarks.
So we want to go ahead and thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and for those that were commenting, we are podcasters that have united. So we're working on the comments and making it a little bit more easily accessible. So y'all continue to tune in and check out the Facebook page. And for those that are podcasters, those that are listeners, y'all continue to listen because we got some good shows coming for y'all. Matter of fact, next week we got a special guest coming next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it next week? Yeah, so
Yes, next
we got a
week.
special guest. Yeah, we
This
got a
dude
special
right
guest coming
here.
next week. Yeah, so so we are going to have, it's going to be a super
Look,
dope show next week. So y'all be
y'all have
tuned
y'all's
in.
popcorn ready. Have y'all's popcorn ready next week. That's all I gotta say.
Tell them where to find you, Tweet. Tell them what's going on. Tell them about the show.
Okay, so I'm Tweet Talks, and I'm the host of Tweet Talks, which is available on all major networks, which is Spotify, iHeartRadio, um I forgot what it's called, all the major networks. That is where you will find Tweet Talk. So y'all tune in, check out my podcast, and feel free to reach out to me if you're interested in being a guest.
Okay, y'all. So you know this is your girl Cheryl Renee. I am the host of the Blemish Beauty Podcast. You can find me on Spotify and you can find me on Apple Podcasts. You can also go to my website at cherylrenee.com to stay connected with me. All of my information is on the website. Hope to see y'all soon, and we'll see y'all next week.
All right, y'all. And as y'all know, my name is James H. Glover the third of Weapons JC3 Ministries. I'm not even gonna name all these podcasts that I got. We and literally right before I got on here with the sisters, I was on the phone working on another podcast. So y'all stay tuned. We have a lot of things cooking and a lot of things that we working on, and stay tuned. And if you want to know what I got going on, go over to Weapons AC3's studios and you'll see all the podcasts that we got over there. You'll see World Talk Monday, The Godly View, After Vibe Show, A Word from the Web, and so many others. I promise you, y'all don't want to miss this. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace, y'all.